Happy Friday, everyone. Here we are with the Total Traffic and Conversion Show. And today we're going to revisit a couple of themes and add a couple of new wrinkles to the whole thing. So the title here is All Roads Lead to Your Golden Offer. So that depends on what you're offering. It might be a book, might be a course, might be a membership program, whatever it is, some special offer, a gold-plated trumpet. We don't know. Anyway, so we've had a couple of things that we've been doing over the years involving Roy's specialty is in niche domination with everything getting your website all ready for keywords in search engines and showing up. And then Betty and I have been doing a lot of things with content marketing, blog posts, all that kind of stuff. And we do some of that content can go out into social media posts. And the wrinkle we've added to the whole thing is Roy's been involved with an AI tool in order to go out and grab leads, either people have visited your site but didn't click on anything, or it just goes out and finds them magically with some kind of AI. And so what we're talking about today is for one, I think we need to emphasize none of this will work unless you've got a golden offer. You have to have something. You have to have something that people want, and you have to have a website or a landing page that makes it clear that they want it, and they're in the right place. So that's not everybody's got ready to receive visitors. But what we're going to outline here is a pathway for your ideal client to get into your golden offer. And maybe, Roy, you can explain what conversion alchemy is all about.
Yeah, I'll do that. But I also wanted to emphasize what you just said. You need to have something that people want. Preferably it's something that they need. And if it's something that they need, when they need it now, then that's really the perfect solution. But the other thing is they have to be able to afford it. So if your niche offers something that they really want and they can afford, then yeah, what we're going to talk to you about is exactly what you need. And the idea that we have, which has been working for so many years, is that you want to hit them from all angles, because you really don't know where they are hanging out, what they really like to do. You got a pretty good idea, but the more directions you hit them from, the more your message will get through to the kind of people that are your ideal prospects. So what we've added to the mix is the one thing that has been missing over the years. And thanks to AI, we were able to put it together. And that's instant leads on demand. So if you do it with a website, you do it with social media, not everything happens immediately. Now, if you do ads, that can theoretically happen immediately, but really it doesn't even do that, because these aren't necessarily people that want what you have. So our AI tool really brings you people that really want what you have to offer. They may not know you, but they want what you have to offer. And when you engage with them and you let them know you have it and why you are an ideal solution for them, then that's when this thing all comes together. So conversion alchemy is the final piece to the puzzle that allows everything to happen much more economically and much quicker. And for you, it's easier. So it's easier, it's quicker, and it's cheaper. And that should really put it all together. Everything else that we can do for you sets this whole thing up. And if you do it as we suggest, every lead has the potential to turn into a client with lifetime value.
No, that's great, Roy. Thank you. So yes, for sure. So it's a really a comprehensive marketing machine that we put together for you with all of the parts. Make sure that your offer is good. make sure the landing page or the website's good for that, and then all of those other components, and then it will work. And what many of the things that we do will work with Conversion Alchemy or paid advertising, but you can start. And marketing is kind of an experiment. You have to try things. Try keywords, see if those work. Try different posts, different things, and eventually, and if you do enough different things, eventually people will come to you from all different ways. You might be a blog post that you put out a year ago, and all of a sudden it resonates with somebody, and then they made a contact, or you signed up for maybe you have a lead magnet or something like that, or they just simply make an appointment to talk to you, and miracles happen.
Yep. Yes, they do. Miracles are what it's all about, and making miracles easy is what we're all about. Is okay, when you have a system that is taking people to an offer that gives them what they really need and it's very clear to them, then they're going to engage with you and hire you or buy from you. And now, how do you get those people there? That's what the Conversion Alchemy tool will make so much easier for you. But as we've said before, unless you have a good place for them to go where they get the information they need that lets them know that you are the answer to their question, it's all in vain. So we will not do that. Greg is really good at integrating with autoresponder systems, and I don't mind telling you, I'm a darn good copywriter. So if you don't have a funnel in place, then let's talk about how we can make that happen for you in a way that makes your marketing a whole lot easier and a lot more effective.
Yeah, thank you, Betty. Yeah, for sure. So the whole thing starts with a conversation about, where you're at, what you want to achieve, what it is that you're trying to promote now, because sometimes that changes over time. And then we'll put together a custom solution for you, like a roadmap, and then we'll make sure all those pieces work. Make sure your website and landing page and your social media are all telling the message that you think it is, because sometimes it's not.
Right.
And because we even all of us, even when we go back and look at our various platforms, we tend to be a bit out of date. But the less out of date you are, or more focused, I think the whole thing is if you have a laser focus on your golden offer, and everything that you're doing is sending people to give it the best chance for them to learn about it and sign up for something, which could be just simply an appointment, or it could be something that they'll just buy outright. Everybody's a little bit different, but the main process is pretty similar for everyone.
Yeah.
Now, Greg's just brought up a couple of good points that you really need to think about. One is, have you really looked at all your applications lately? Have you looked at your website? If you have a Google Business Profile, have you looked at it lately? Have you looked at your Facebook profile or your LinkedIn profile? Because it's so easy to let this stuff go out of date. Now, one of the things that I have followed up on in past years is it's really good to put a year on some of the things that you do, because that's really attractive if that's the year people are in. But if you forget to change that year, then all of a sudden it went from really good to really not so good at all, because you're talking about 2023 when you're in 2024. So that's one thing. You really need to look at everything you've got. And if you set up an appointment with us, we're going to help you look at all those things. Maybe you don't get around to it, but if you get together with us on an appointment, you're really going to review all this stuff, and you're going to see what it is you want to change. Because almost all of us would want to change something if we really realized what was there right now, but we haven't looked at it lately, so we really don't know. So that's one key thing. And the other one, I can't remember what it was now. I'll bring it up when I think of it. But yeah, I'm all hung up on the fact that you really need to look at what you've done. If I remember what I was going to tell you about, I'll let you know.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
A few decades ago, I was working for a large consulting company, and they had an office, like a little lunchroom and a refrigerator. And I put a sandwich in there, and I put a sticker on top. I said, "Circa 1990. If the year changes, throw the sandwich out." Right?
Yeah,
Wow.
that's a good one. Yes,
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
so.
Used by, just used by. Right.
Yeah, I've had occasions where people have sent me a text message about something I did 10 years ago, so it applies online too.
Yeah, it really does. I've got some things that I really needed to change, and then when I notice them, I don't necessarily change them right away anyway, which is even worse because I know they need to be changed, and I still don't get it done quickly. Eventually,
Yeah, and that's the thing, because some of them are pretty crucial, right? Like your link to your website's broken,
yeah,
your contact thing's
That's
not
not
working.
good. Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's not good. Why don't anybody write? Well, because they can't contact you at all.
Yeah.
yeah. That's
Not
a
to
good
mention
point. You
anybody
really
by
need
my name here, but anyway, so
you need to
Especially
check everything that sends somebody to another page or sends them to an offer or whatever, because those things aren't obvious. You've got to click on them and see if they work.
oh yeah, no, and sometimes we can screw our own things up, but sometimes when you have a team,
Yeah.
like you've offloaded a certain kind of thing and they didn't test enough and you didn't test enough, and so all of a sudden you're at a in a meeting like this and somebody says, "Oh, let's see what you got." Whoa, holy smokes, that's not going anywhere near where I thought it was going to go. So
Yeah.
so basically the thing is always test, run it through yourself. If you got an opt-in form, go through the whole process, pretend you're visiting your website on your as a visitor, and does it make sense to you? Do you do you think you're in the right place? And then what happens when you click on that thing? And then then go check to see if you get the follow-up sequences or the notices, and then you might go check to see if you're tagging somebody in the back office, if that is happening, because it I Roy and I work with Gartro, and one of the shortcuts is to clone something, right? Instead of reinventing it. And so, if you're not careful, it's going to the landing page for the other thing, or it's or it's not tagging properly, or it's sending, something about it's an email sequence on exotic beach balls or something. Wait a minute, that's not right.
Yeah.
So the only you really have to go test through, because just because you thought of it and it was on your list of things to do, just doesn't mean it got done. So
Right.
Yeah, so that's one of the things we offer a very comprehensive marketing package here, but we're available to just simply take a look at your online presence and your website and see, we'll have a conversation with you about what are you trying to do, and then we'll look to see, your website says, well, there's no evidence on your website that you actually offer that. so maybe we need to fix that quickly, and then maybe the LinkedIn profile, we have a bias towards LinkedIn, so that we tend to deal with people through LinkedIn. That's how we find people. Not everybody is. A lot of people are Facebook or Instagram or something like that. Our thing is LinkedIn, and usually the first thing we'll do is look at the LinkedIn profile to see if it's serving the person.
Right.
Yeah. So no matter where you're at, I think it'd be worthwhile for you to reach out and talk to us, and we'll see. Take a look at where you're at, and maybe we'll make some suggestions about what we could do for you, or what you can do for yourself, because sometimes if you're just aware that you have some issues, then you can start working on them.
Yeah.
If you want to go through the jungle and you really don't have a path, you really need to get a guide. And you got 3 of them here.
and I think most humans have a hard time objectively looking at themselves and also their own online website, because you look at it and you I'm a bit like that with my writing. I kind of see what I intended to write, not what I actually wrote. So, That's why when you're self-editing, they get you to read things backwards or read it out loud, all these tricks, because those things become evident when when you're not really seeing it clearly. But if you can possibly just put your visitor's hat on and go take a look at what you're doing, as though you were the ideal customer, that's a really helpful exercise.
Right. Yeah.
Easier said than done.
Yeah. Yeah. Put yourself in their shoes. Well, but their shoes are too big, but their shoes are too small. Never mind.
Get in them anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So, along those lines, we were in a meeting and somebody suggested using an AI tool and having a conversation with a theoretical client, right? With all their objections. He told the AI just to be, ask tough questions and be very skeptical. So I can do that. so that's informative to have a discussion with somebody who's going to, sort of call you on everything you say and come up with objections. But so that's your mission on your website too, is you want to minimize the friction, minimize, if there's something they need to know about, if you can provide that information. And the first thing they need to know about is when they land on a page is if they're in the right place, right?
Yeah.
So
yes, is it giving them what they're expecting when they go to it?
Yeah.
If it's not, that's a bad sign. They may not stick around long.
Yeah. And if it's something they really want, all they need is really a simple confirmation that they're in the right spot. Like if you're, especially in a networking group where you make some kind of offer, they get to the landing page. Oh yeah, that's Betty's page. And it's talking about writing. And okay, yeah, I'll make an appointment. If it's otherwise, if you're selling Girl Guide cookies on that page, then maybe it's not going to work. So.
Yeah, the other thing is you always have to keep telling people what to do because they may not know. It may not be obvious to them. You go, whoa, what? It's so simple. This page tells you exactly where to go, but does it really? You got to make it easy for them.
Yeah.
I've had people who do like webinars or speak to sell things. And that's part of the advice is exactly, go to the back of the room, talk to Martha, or, go to this link, click this button. It's going to ask you for your credit card information. And then it's going to, and so you tell them what's going to happen.
Right.
So it's not like, I think when we're used to, we just go somewhere and click on stuff and stuff happens. But, sometimes people need to know, sometimes there people are a little bit, can get a little bit even freaked out if it pops up and says, okay, your cookies, right?
That cookie thing gets a lot.
Yeah, the cookie thing, yeah. So the fewer doubts the person has, the more likely they're going to follow through and make an appointment or sign up for your program or join your mailing list or do something, right?
You want them to do what it is that they're there for, that you want them to complete.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's always good to look. It's good to have somebody else take a look because they don't have your preconceptions, and so they're able to pick up on if there's any kind of a problem getting from one point to the other or getting to where you want them to go. Another person might see it much more easily. We can do that.
We can do that, and that's that. So often that's the beauty of a coach too. Sometimes people will say, looking at what you're doing and maybe suggesting some alternatives, and that's what we do with your website and online presence.
Right.
We're not going to put you through therapy.
No.
as we chuckle nervously.
No, that's not the job. I was thinking how it's like your editor, when your editor says, well, what exactly did you mean by that? And you thought it was crystal clear. That's the kind of analysis that we're talking about here.
Yeah, that's my experience with editors and then the more people who look at it, everybody sees something differently. And then sometimes even if they misread it completely, you go back and says, how can I write this in a way that's not going to mislead them?
Yeah,
So,
that's the point. That's the whole
Yeah.
point, is how
Yeah.
to make it better. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah. So anyway, if anybody out there has any questions, put them in the chat. And I guess our thing is, you can reach out to us. We're all, we just mentioned, we have a bias towards LinkedIn. We're all available on LinkedIn. We have got a website at totaltrafficandconversion.com. You can go learn more about us there, and make an appointment, and we can take a look at what you're doing. Just we'll start with a conversation. What are you doing now, and what do you hope to be doing, and how can we help you?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter at what level you are. If you've been doing this for 10 years, fine. If you just started a month ago, fine. Don't be shy. We'd love to talk to you.
Yeah, if you could be starting from scratch. You said, I haven't done anything online, and where do I start? Well, a good place to start is talking with us, because we can help you with all of that stuff.
That's right.
Yep.
We can launch you from 0 to 100 pretty quickly.
Yeah.
That's
We're
right.
like the new electric vehicles. They go faster than the old gas-powered cars.
Yeah, they do. And I think it's encouraged a bunch of ridiculous driving habits.
Well, I guess that's part of the deal.
I'm living in a little town where we have, I think, 4 traffic lights. But we did a tour down to Vancouver, where a few places, like in Los Angeles, you got 8 lanes going in every direction. What I found is people in Teslas, especially, were zooming in and out of traffic. And, if anybody was tempted to drive along the shoulder to pass somebody, it was somebody in a Tesla. But because they're stinking fast. A nephew took me out in his electric Volvo, and he went down to like a on ramp to a highway that was up a hill, and so he just let it come to a complete stop, and then he just hit the accelerator. It's just like we're probably going 60 miles an hour by the time we got up the ramp, right? It's just like incredible acceleration.
Mm.
And that's what we can do for you.
That's what we could do for you. So if you want a very fast launch,
marketing.
the electric F-150 of marketing.
There you go.
Oh, all right. Then we'll have to work on that one, you guys. I think that's a good angle.
That's a good angle. Yes, there we go. That'll be the theme for the next one.
Anyway, hope you got some fun out of this. Hope you learned something. Don't be shy. Come and talk with us. We'd love to talk with you.
Yeah. And happy Friday, too.
Happy Friday, everyone.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.